Hello, and welcome to another podcast. This episode of my mental cloud, where I talk about whatever I want because it's really just a brain dump for myself. No marketing, no external agencies telling me what I can and can't do. That being said, I want to talk about a very big mistake that I made in one of my podcasts before. And I call it a mistake. It was more of a mishap. It was more of a me forgetting the greatness of a certain someone. This is a conversation we had about GOATs. Talking about LeBron, I made a comment saying LeBron is the best career, the greatest career of all times. I have to humbly apologize for that statement because LeBron does not have the greatest career of all time. The greatest of all time, career-wise and basketball player-wise, is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And the reason why I say this is because I've been thinking about it, and I actually went and did a lot of deep diving and started looking at things, and Michael Jordan's skill was top-notch. His competitive nature is unmatched and simply unhealthy. And he's just great. Like, if you think about it, look at back when he played in the Wizards. A lot of people say those are years that you don't want to think about because it wasn't the Bulls win everything Michael Jordan, right? A lot of people don't like to look at Michael Jordan without Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman and stuff like that. But I look at this as a opportunity to actually speak on what a lot of people don't want to speak on. LeBron James is a great basketball player by all accounts. Probably one of the best, vision basketball player I've ever seen. However, when it comes to overall basketball, I do not have him as number one. I don't even have him as number two anymore. He's number three. At the end of the day, if you look at the teams that LeBron has played for, when he first started out in Cleveland, he went to the championship once and lost. However, he did it by himself. That was respectable. Then he teamed up with Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade, two of the top players in the league at that time. And I always tell people let's equivalent that to Kobe playing with Allen Iverson and Kevin Garnett, or Michael Jordan playing with Charles Barkley and Hakeem Olajuwon. Just not fair. But anyways, keep moving on forward from that. Michael Jordan's teams that he has played on, and we'll specifically talk about the Bulls, the team was built. Jerry was a great manager at that point. He had put together a super team from people that became superstars, not already established superstars. There's where the difference is. A lot of people say that Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman were I would say the big three, what they say about LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade. However, LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade had already established themselves as all-stars. LeBron James has established himself as a superstar by that point. Dwayne Wade had already won a championship by that point. And Chris Bosh was a team leader with the Toronto Raptors. So I'm looking at it from a standpoint of the team was built. That's the difference between Michael Jordan and LeBron James' career. Michael Jordan did everything with a built team. LeBron James' championships all came from bought teams. If you look at the championships he's got, right? With the Heat, it's the big three, plus Ray Allen, plus a starting five as their secondary. Then you look at Cleveland. He has Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert. And as much as you want to say about the last two, Iman Shumpert and J.R. Smith, those players were great. If you watch highlights from J.R. Smith in Denver and in New York, he was one of the best players in the league at the time. Iman Shumpert was clamps. One of the best role players you've ever seen. And then you go to L.A., where he won a championship with Anthony Davis, Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo. Like, you're talking great players. All put together, not a team bought. So, again, I have to apologize. I actually went on a deep dive and looked at the accomplishments and career and stuff like that of Michael Jordan, and then also did it with LeBron James as well. I feel like a hypocrite because I went against my nature, knowing that Michael Jordan is the GOAT, and I turned around and said something foolish like LeBron James has the greatest career of all times. I am sorry. I am truly sorry because that was a foolish statement, and I regret saying it, and it's the only thing I've ever regret in my life is saying that LeBron James had a better anything than Michael Jordan other than court vision. I think LeBron would make a great coach after he retires, but one thing I keep saying about LeBron is that he will never win a championship with the way he's going about it. He's going to either have to take a pay cut and get good players now, but going with these veteran players trying to get championships is not working. And it seems like when you play with LeBron, you become a footnote. Like, look at Dwayne Wade's career after LeBron left. Look at Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was once one of the most feared players in the league when he was in Orlando. Went to the championship, lost to Kobe Bryant. Respectable loss, 100%. Losing to Kobe Bryant is a respectable loss. You're talking the second greatest player, who they all call a carbon copy of the GOAT. So that is a respectable loss. Carmelo Anthony, one of the best scorers to ever play the game. Not top 75 worth. I think Trace McGrady deserves it more than he does because Trace McGrady was dope, but he's one of the top scorers and offensive players of all time, right? And then Anthony Davis, who also made the top 75, which I don't understand how because his career is literally garbage. His championship is from LeBron. Same with Dwight, but at least he made it to the championship, whereas Anthony Davis never made it past the second round, and he only went to the second round once without LeBron James. So, again, I have to apologize by saying I am sorry because I said one of the stupidest things I think anybody could ever say. It didn't start from, it started from me talking to some other people younger than me about Michael Jordan and LeBron James. And one person in particular, my youngest brother, who is 5 years, some months younger than me, had to remind me of how clutch Michael Jordan was by sending me a bunch of stats and sending me a bunch of videos to watch and stuff like that, which ended up putting me in the rabbit hole. Michael Jordan, even at the age of 37, 38, destroyed people. Like, he locked down Vince Carter, a young Vince Carter. He had a goose egg, 0 points in the second half. Michael Jordan had 23 or 24 at the end of the game. Vince Carter had 23 at the end of the game. But completely locked him down in the second half of the game. 0 points. He also, a month later, played against Paul Pierce, a rising star in Boston, and just destroyed him. Now, he destroyed him on offense, but he wasn't guarding Paul Pierce on defense until the fourth quarter. In the fourth quarter, he only had 2 points in the fourth quarter. And all of his misses were when Michael Jordan was guarding him. So a lot of people like to talk about the Wizards, saying that he wasn't great. I mean, he wasn't 1998 or 1999 or 1997, 6, whatever, Michael Jordan, but he was still one of the top players in the league at that year. Just listen to people talk about him when they played him. Michael Jordan's Wizards years was actually really good. Dude made it to the playoffs with a team that had no chance with Kwame Brown on the team. Come on. Now, Kwame Brown is a joke that everybody makes fun of, but Kwame Brown was a top recruit. And I think that he actually had a decent career. A lot of people don't think so because he wasn't as big as Kevin Durant or Michael Jordan, all these people, but he played a great game. And his great game was pretty much built by Michael Jordan. I think that the way that the Wizards organization did Michael Jordan was dirty. But you know what? Michael Jordan came back from it. He's a billionaire, owns a team, plays golf whenever he wants to. And, one of the richest men in the world, one of the richest black people in the world, probably the richest athlete in the world at this moment. That being said, again, I want to apologize for the negative and stupid comments I had said. I believe that Michael Jordan, I wholeheartedly believe and say I'm sorry to everybody that Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, both career-wise and player-wise. If we're talking raw talent, I would say Kobe Bryant was better than Michael Jordan. However, raw talent only gets you so far. Kobe Bryant worked his butt off, but he can never reach that level that Michael Jordan was, in my opinion. So, thank you for listening. If you're not listening, okay. If you are listening, thank you again. You don't have to subscribe if you don't want to. Like I said, this is not a podcast meant to build an audience. This is just for me talking and putting my thoughts out there. So, future self, when you listen to this, understand that LeBron James will never be as good as Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant. Ever. And if you ever think this, including my family, my great-grandkids, my grandkids, get online, because I know you guys have a crazy internet speed now, and watch every single thing you can about Michael Jordan and witness the greatness of how great of a basketball player he was. So, that being said,